Hi everyone! In this video, I'll be customizing this Generation 3 Venus McFlytrap doll. I started off with rerooting the hair with curly nylon, and I cut them into little pieces for my desired length. After I finished that, I used Fabri-Tac glue to seal those plugs. After I let that dry for like 2 hours, if I'm being impatient, I will boil wash the hair, and that's what it looks like before she's masked off and ready for a face-up. I'll use acetone to remove the face or the factory paint, and then I'll wash it with soap and water, and then spray that with like 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear. I like to wait 30 minutes in between to make sure it fully dries, and then I get started on the face. I am still getting used to recording myself drawing. I usually will make some touches off camera so I can get closer to the face. So sometimes it's focused on my fingers, but we're gonna work on that. Alright, now we're on the second layer. I like to start off with some blushing, and I'll mix the pink and the reddish color with some white. Otherwise, it can get kind of orangey, and I just don't like that. Okay, now we've made it to the last layer. That's when I start adding the bolder colors, specifically the black liner and the white acrylic paint. So those, to me, really make the face up. Like, I won't love her until I see, that's a lie, I already love her, I think she's so cute, but I won't be satisfied until I see the white acrylic paint. It just gives a little something. For me, it's easier if I water down the white paint a little bit so it's not clumpy, and honestly kind of work layer by layer like watercolor pencils, but obviously you don't have to seal it every time in between, and you want to keep those layers thin and not too many, otherwise it'll start to look a little clumpy, but that's okay. We all start somewhere, just keep that in mind. My face-ups were not cute when I first started. I thought they were cute, but that was just me. And then we are moving on to the hardest part, which is eyelashes. Keep your brush sharp. That's all I have to say. That's my only advice, is keep those. Did I say brushes or pencils? I meant to say keep those pencils sharp. And then they'll be cute. If you do mess up with the white paint, you can just use an X-Acto knife and just kind of scrape it away. I kind of wait till it dries a little bit so it doesn't smudge, and then I just kind of like scrape away any imperfections I didn't do very good on. Made it to the final phase where we can really admire her beauty. And then I'll use gloss varnish. I use 1 layer on the eyes, and I'll do like 2 or 3 layers on the lips. Make sure you let that varnish dry for hours before you keep adding layers. Otherwise, over time, it'll get a little discolored or kind of just not glossy anymore. So for her outfit, I was going for beachy summer vibes, maybe not necessarily swimming, but just lounging around. I wanted to do this because the shoes that she came with were like wedges, like vine wedges. And when I think of wedges, I think of summer. So, for the shorts, I used some Bratz pants, and then I cut them into shorts, and I cut the sides. So then I literally just sewed some hoops on them. Okay, let me not get too distracted. Right now, I'm working on the underwear, or the swimsuit bottoms. And we're just sewing the side seams together. I basically eyeball my pattern pieces and then try it on as I go. I couldn't do this to begin with. Obviously, I used patterns from Etsy, but I like to hand stitch when it comes to smaller like outfit projects. Like if I don't have to hem it like a dress or something, I'll use my sewing machine for a dress. But if it's something small like this, I like to hand stitch it. I think you can be a little bit more precise with it because every seam matters when it comes to doll clothes because they're just so tiny. They're cute, but they're tiny and difficult. She's cute. At this point, this is when you really see if it'll be able to fit the doll. So after I turned it inside out, I tried it on and added a clasp. I didn't record doing the bra only because it's just 2 triangles and some straps. So, but if you guys want me to, I will record myself doing another swimsuit doll. I'll make sure to record the entire outfit. But here I'm using low temp sparkly hot glue to give her some long, pretty nails. Here she is. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this.